I just got the notification across the screen. And when that notification goes across the screen, usually means only one thing. Usually means that we are live. Oh, yes. Live from the streaming yard. It's Monday night. Another podcast night. So y'all know what it is. Friday Night Vype. We in the building. And we getting ready to go. So I took a poll on Twitter earlier today. I took a poll asking you guys what you wanted me to talk about tonight. And I had two options. It was either iPhone 11 Pro Max versus Galaxy Note 10 Plus or the Pixel 4 event, which is happening tomorrow. You guys voted overwhelmingly for me to talk about the Pixel 4 event tomorrow. So that's why the podcast is titled the way it is. And that is what we are about to do tonight. So let's get into the introduction and let's start talking about this Pixel 4 event that's about to happen in a few hours here. Let me change the settings on my phone real quick. And then we can get into these shenanigans. Because, yeah, that is what I'm talking about. Where is it? Auto lock never. All right. I see you guys are populating the chat. I appreciate you all as always. Always hanging out and supporting your boy. Thank you very much. But without further ado, let us begin. So, I took it to the people, baby. I took it to Vype Nation. I took it to Twitter to vote on what to talk about in tonight's podcast, episode 41. And the people overwhelmingly voted to talk about tomorrow's Google Pixel 4 event. So guess what? Your boy Viper, the man about tech, is about to talk about tonight. You guessed it, the Pixel 4 event. VypDrive, episode 41. Start now. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech, and welcome back to another episode of VypDrive. This is the podcast about tech, hosted by the man about tech. And you know what? This is a big tech event happening tomorrow. So you know what? I am not doing this alone tonight. In a few minutes, I will be joined by my good friend, Zach Talk Tech, and we will talk all things Pixel 4 event. But like I said, that will be in a few minutes. So let me go ahead and get this party started talking about the Pixel 4 event. Now, you know, it's interesting to me because a lot of people are on Twitter and they're saying that the Pixel 4 is the most leaked phone of all time. And I'm scratching my head because I'm thinking to myself, these people really must be a prisoner of the moment because it was only last year, only last year when we were greeted by stories of the Pixel 3 being, I think it was a shipment of the Pixel 3 being stolen and put on the Russian black market. The Pixel 3 was so leaked, I mean, at the point of the event, there was no point for an event. So I'm going to have to argue with you all. I don't think the Pixel 4 is the most leaked phone ever. I think the Pixel 3 still holds the title to this day. Well, the phone ends up on the Russian black market, bro. I'm just saying. It ain't the Pixel 4, it's the Pixel 3. But I digress. You didn't come here to talk about the Pixel 3. You came here to hear me talk about the Pixel 4. So I got a bunch of notes for tomorrow's event. And here's the thing. Here's what I believe. I feel like if a phone is as leaked as the Pixel 4 is and was, or was and is, I feel like a company, or Google, I should say, I feel like Google is intentionally trying to hide something. I feel like the Pixel 4 might be what all the hype is about, but I think they're coming with something special tomorrow that is not the Pixel 4. Now, I've talked about this with other people, and they don't seem to share my belief, but I still believe until I am proven wrong that the Pixel 4 won't be the highlight of tomorrow's event. But I was perusing the tea leaves and trying to figure out what Google is going to talk about tomorrow. And there's a bunch of things that Google is going to unveil and discuss. A lot of it, not the Pixel 4. But we're going to start at the Pixel 4 because that is the highlight and that's where I'm going to start. So, obviously, we're getting two Pixel 4s. We're getting the Pixel 4 and the Pixel 4 XL. I think one is going to be 5.7 inches. The other one is going to be 6.3 inches. The XL obviously being the bigger one. Let's see. The note says that they're going to be identical to the devices of last year, save for the screen size and battery capacity. There will not be a notch on the Pixel phones this year. So if you hated that grandma saggy titty notch, worry no more. It's gone. We're not having it. The big new feature that is coming to the Pixel this year, and I made a video on my YouTube channel about this feature, or I included it actually in a video about the Pixel 4 earlier, is Project Soli, and Google is calling it Motion Sense. Basically, the Pixel 4 is going to include a radar chip that will detect your hand movements and hand gestures. So you can simulate turning a volume knob just by making the gesture with your hand and making a rotating knob gesture. The phone will be able to pick that up and transcribe that as you wanted to change the volume. And because of you doing that gesture in front of the phone, it will be able to change the volume just by that gesture. Obviously, there's gestures to play and pause tracks, stop music, maybe answer and end calls, things like that. So Project Soli is the big ticket item coming on the Pixel 4 this year. There is also talk of a next generation Google Assistant on deck for the Pixel 4. I don't know too much about this, but Google Assistant is so far ahead of the competition that it boggled my mind that we could possibly be in store for a next generation Google Assistant. I mean, damn, Google, how far ahead do you want to be? I mean, good Lord. I mean, at this point, a next generation assistant will be lapping the rest of the competition. They will be lapping Alexa, lapping Siri. Hell, there'll be double lapping Siri, but hey, we're not even talking about that. But a next generation assistant is lapping the competition. It's not even fair, but Google is already so far ahead. Then, I mean, the next generation assistant is just not even fair. It's just not fair, but that's where we're at with the Google event tomorrow. Now, the other big thing coming on the Pixel 4 is a second camera lens on the back. Up until this point, the Pixel phones have only included one camera lens on the back, which Google did great things with their computational photography and things like that. But finally, they are adding a second camera lens on the back this year. And oh my Lord, God only knows what they can do with a second camera lens. We know what Google can do with one camera lens, but Lord have mercy, what can they do with two? I mean, it's almost cheating at this point. Their computational photography is so good, they shouldn't even be allowed to have a second lens. But that is what's happening tomorrow with the Pixel 4 and 4 XL. They have a second lens coming on the back of these phones, and it's not even fair. So I don't know. Now we know that the iPhone 11 models have the best cameras on deck this year, but the Pixel 4 is going to bring the noise. So I'm very excited to see what Google is bringing with the second camera lens on the back of the Pixel 4. The other interesting tidbit and nugget about the Pixel 4 this year is the lack of a fingerprint sensor. It will not have any. And that is because Google is putting some Face ID-like technology in the Pixel 4. Now, for my notes, it says that the Pixel 4 has some IR-based facial security in lieu of a fingerprint sensor. So, like I said, they're going to have some type of Face ID competitor, which will be the first of its kind because all this other Face Unlock on Android is absolute trash. Let me repeat that. All the other Face Unlock methods on Android are absolute trash. But Google is finally bringing a actual Face ID competitor to the table tomorrow with the arrival of the Pixel 4. So I'm very interested to see how good that will be because it took Apple a couple of implementations before Face ID was legit. So this is Google's first time out. So I'm very interested to see what they do with their Face ID-like technology. The other cool tidbit That is the other cool tidbit that is coming tomorrow with the Pixel 4 is that there are rumors and hearsay that is stating that the Pixel 4 is coming with a 90 hertz refresh rate. Now, if this sounds familiar, then it should, because the OnePlus 7 Pro came with a 90 hertz refresh rate. The Asus ROG Phone 2 has a 120 hertz refresh rate, and the Razer phones have had a 120 hertz refresh rate in the past. So the Pixel is coming with a 90 hertz refresh rate. Now, I have a OnePlus 7 Pro. To me, it's not that big of a deal, but if you have two phones side by side and one of them is operating at 60 hertz and the other one is operating at 90 hertz, then yes, you can tell the difference. It's subtle, but you can tell the difference. But if you have the phones in a vacuum by themselves, you can't really notice it. It's not noticeable. But put them together, you can definitely notice the impact of having a 90 hertz refresh rate. Although it could be a battery drain in the long run, but so far I've been okay with the OnePlus 7 Pro. What else we got? So it is stated that both Pixel devices, the 4 and 4 XL, will both have OLED devices. That's not a surprise. And the 5.7-inch Pixel 4 will have a 2,800 milliamp hour battery. Now, that does not seem correct. That seems like very small of a battery for the Pixel 4. But it's stated that the Pixel 4 XL will have a 3,700 milliamp hour battery. I can't imagine the Pixel 4 having a less than 3,000 milliamp hour battery. I could be wrong, but these are the notes that I'm reading right now. And the notes that I'm reading to you guys tonight are coming directly from 9 to 5 Google. So if anybody knows what's happening with the Pixel phone, it is 9 to 5 Google. So these are where my notes are coming from. And I'm just going off the notes that they put on their site, and we're going from there. Obviously, as the Qualcomm president tweeted out earlier this evening, the Pixel devices are coming with the regular Snapdragon 855, so not the new 855 Plus that's out there. They're coming with the base 855, which is the present on all the Android devices out right now. So that's pretty cool. I mean, the Snapdragon 855 is a beast. It's no A13 like on the iPhone, but it still gets the job done for all the Androids, so that's cool. So as far as the cameras go for the Pixel 4, the front-facing camera is going to have an 8-megapixel sensor. The back camera is going to be the regular camera, the regular wide-angle lens is going to be 12 megapixels. And the second camera lens, which is a telephoto lens on the Pixel, will be a 16-megapixel sensor. So, I mean, megapixels don't mean much, but I'm just reading the notes to you guys, so that's what we're talking about. All right, well, what else we got? What else we got here? Oh, also, the Pixel 4 devices are coming with 6 gigs of RAM this time around. Now, usually in the past, they've come with 4, but it seems like Google is upping the RAM for 6, which I can definitely understand that, given all the new tech that they're including in these phones. So 6 gigabytes of RAM seems definitely legit for these new Pixel 4s. It will be interesting to see how stock Android handles 6 gigs of RAM with the Pixel devices. Big up to Google for that. So the Pixel devices will both incorporate Active Edge, which means you'll get that ring around the phone when you get a notification. It will light up a certain color. You could probably set the color, so that's pretty cool. And they will support the Pixel Stand, which is Google's wireless charging solution, so that's legit. And what else we got? They got stereo speakers on deck, so that's always a good look. They got live wallpapers, and they got an app coming called Recorder. I don't know if that's a screen recording app or whatever that is, but it's called Recorder. So that's a new app that's in tow with these Pixel devices. So that's legit. So the Pixel 4 will also have a customizable interface. Oh no, it will have a customizable user interface with Pixel themes, whatever that means. Let's see. It would also have, these Pixels will also have Titan M security. They'll have the Pixel Neutral Core, or the Pixel Neural Core, excuse me, and Android 10 with software support. So that is definitely legit. Let's see what else we got. All right, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the Pixel 4 and 4 XL are going to be IP68 water resistant. So that's a good look. They'll be on par with the new iPhone. Yeah. Also, Pixel 4 buyers will get 3 months of 100 gigabyte storage on Google One. I guess that Google Drive. I guess I don't know, but I don't know if they renamed Google Drive recently. If they did, that's news to me. But 100 gigabytes on Google One or Google Drive, legit. We like that. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so the colors for the Pixel 4 this year are just black, clearly white. Oh God, clearly white. Wow. Could they come up with a better name than clearly white? I mean, just saying. And also orange. Basically, Michael Myers. So we got Wesley Snipes black, Casper white, and Michael Myers orange. That's what we got. That's what we got. That's what we got. Woo! Okay. Google will also offer those fabric casings that they offer every year. They will offer them in new colors this year. I don't know what the colors will be, but the fabric casings are coming in new colors, so that's cool. And the big news about the Pixel 4. Let me take a drink before I get to this. The big thing, as was just leaked today, and actually there have been some conflicting reports about this, is the pricing of the Pixel 4. There was a leak from Best Buy that stated that it would start at $1,000. Then we got this leak today that stated it's going to start at $799. Nobody seems to know what the Pixel 4 is coming in at as far as price goes. Now, I am of the mindset and belief that the Pixel 4 will start at no less than $900 because of all the new tech that Google is putting into the device. But what Google needs to do and what they need to hit, they need to hit the $800 price point. If the phone costs any more than $800, I would say I'll give them $850. If it's more than $850, they lost, okay? You can't have the phone price no more than $800 because there's too much competition. You got the Galaxy devices out there. You got the S10 devices out there. You got the iPhones out there. I mean, you cannot price the phone above $850. Otherwise, you're done. And let me bring in my man, Zach Talk Tech, to the stream. Good evening, sir.
Is it good evening? Is it too dark? Please, people, let me know if it's too dark.
Sure.
Because I normally have
good. I can see you clearly.
Yeah, I normally have like a. It's really bright, though. I don't want to turn it on. I'm tired of turning it on. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excited. I mean, it's kind of like iPhone. Like we already know everything, but it's like still get excited, right?
So, do you have any thoughts on any of the things I announced so far?
Not really. You've done a really good job of kind of covering it. I saw your poll today. Obviously, I voted for the Pixel stuff because I was working on it. I'm so glad to have my voice back. I don't think my wife is, but I'm glad that I have my voice back. I had no voice the last 3 or 4 days. It sucked. I'm behind by 2 videos because I'm going to Toronto on Thursday. And yeah, but I think one thing, I think you touched on this on one of your Pixel videos, and I didn't catch the last 5 minutes of you because I was putting mine live, but the Pixel 4 has to succeed. Okay, for 2 reasons, for 2 main reasons.
Okay,
this is important. And I go into this in my video, and those. Let me. Why is this playing music? Okay, 2 main reasons, and it matters for our industry and for innovation. Okay, when I say innovation, think back to the Pixel 3 last year and 3 XL. What was one of the main features that they showed off and we were just like, wow? Night sight, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Do you think it's an accident that a year later, everybody else is talking about their night photography, their night sight, night shot, whatever you want to call it? Look at Apple this year. Do you think it's an accident that the year later that they decided to change or innovate or make their hardware or their software better? I mean, you're kind of kidding yourself. And the second thing, and I can expand on that further, because year after year after year, we see Google, we see Google do great things with their camera, specifically the software, the processing, how could this and that, and the fake bokeh and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
I can't help with that yet, but I'm learning more every day.
Okay. So she's learning more every day. Okay. So, it totally threw me off. So year after year we see, but I mean, around this time of the year, we always see tech tubers like ourselves with a Pixel in one hand and something else in the other, like usually like an Apple. A lot of the big guys are like that. Marquez, we see Lewis, Unbox Therapy, Judner, everybody, right? It seems like everybody's got Pixel in one hand because they know that they can take one or two good shots, and they know that 99.9% of the time it's going to be a good shot, and then they'll have their preferred device like an Apple or something like that in their other hand. So that right there for innovation's sake, and I think what Google has done, especially since the Pixel 2 and obviously last year with the 3, has been true innovation in that respect. Now, the other thing in terms of the industry, I'm talking about competition. Okay. As long as Google keeps on pushing these limits and having these awesome price points, which I really hope the $7.99 price point that you talked about there is real, we will see the Apples and the Googles continue to have to put more in their devices or bring their prices down, or as our friend John says, compromise, right? So as we see Google push the limit, I'm not talking about just Google, but the Googles and the Huaweis and people that are bringing out devices that are, pack so much for a lower price point, it helps. Competition is good. Okay, competition is always good. That's why it sucks for you guys in the United States that none of the carriers carry Huawei. You guys don't have that major. I mean, they're if not the biggest in the world, despite some of the bans and everything like that. I mean, we won't get into the politics, but I guarantee, there's no way of proving this, but I guarantee if you guys had Huawei in the United States and carriers, I think your prices would be lower and more competitive than what they are this year. I'm not saying they're bad. They are good, but it could be even better. So competition is good. So whether you're a Google fanboy or Apple sheep or whatever, the success of the Google Pixel 4 and going forward in that program is important for innovation and our industry.
Okay, so let's go back real quick. You said that the Pixel 4 has to succeed because of innovation.
Mm-hmm.
But the Pixel 3 didn't really sell that much.
No.
But people still picked up Night Sight. So I would argue that it doesn't really have to succeed. I mean, other companies picked up the Night Sight because it happened to be a decent feature. And I mean, Google executed it so well that other companies had no choice but to take note. But the Pixel 3 was not a success per se.
I won't argue with you there. Succeed, I guess that's such a general term. Like, what is succeed? Selling 5 units, selling 5 million units? I'd like to see Google get a bigger piece of that pie because, like I said, competition overall is good. I think as long as units are moving and people like us in the tech industry, the tech niche, the people that are watching, listening to us, the people in our chat, and as long as the everyday consumer is aware of it, Google wants that because they want to get in people's pockets. Okay. If there's nothing to rant and rave about tomorrow and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did this and everything, that's not good. So, success obviously is, selling more than what they have in the last few years, obviously.
And I think they'll do that by default just because they'll be available on more carriers this year anyway. So they already have that going for them. But I don't know. I think there seems to be this sentiment out there that there is more to the Pixel 4 than what we know, even though we know practically everything.
I think, okay, so first of all, these leaks, they're not leaks. They're part of a marketing program. I mean, come on. Right. And it's brilliant because we're talking about it, right? That's what they want. Right. And it's awesome. I said this back, was it back in March or April when they're like, yeah, here it is. When they give us the first image, right? They said, yeah, that's confirmed. I said right then and there, I said, this is brilliant marketing move. I mean, because now they control the narrative, right? So I think that they're just like last year. I think they're trying to make us all kind of look this way, and there's something tiptoeing in.
I've been saying it all week.
Yes,
I think they are hiding something.
Yeah. I don't want to say one more thing, but I really do think there's going to be like one more.
Yeah, they are hiding something. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna touch on a few other things throughout the podcast. But I think they are hiding something that we don't know about yet, or and we don't have a lot of idea about.
And if that $7.99 price point is true, I think Android Authority reported it first today or something like that. Right? I mean, I know that for example, OnePlus 7T is coming in at $599. But is Google's photography worth another $200? I would say yes.
Yeah, easily.
I would. I really would.
Now, if we're talking about leaks, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You know the big brouhaha happened on Friday night with Linus in his live stream where he accidentally showed the Pixel 4.
I almost used the image in my video today.
Do you think that was intentional on his part, or do you think he flipped up?
I think Linus messed up. I didn't see the whole. I don't watch the WAN show a lot, but I know that I just know from Linus's reputation in the industry and how well he's. I think it was an accident, and he did the right thing by, because that's what you gotta try to make things right. I understand your point of view, but I mean, so what if it's been quote unquote leaked everywhere? But he signed an NDA. You got to make it right.
Here's my thing though. If he's not an NDA, why on earth would he be using it on camera anyway? If he's not an NDA,
it's probably one of those things where it's like down here and it's out of camera view. And then just out of, he just picked it up. How many? Next time you get Marquez on, ask him how many times he's done a video and just out of camera angle he's had an NDA device. Don't ask him for specific. I'm sure he does. I'm sure
the same with Jonathan Morrison. Absolutely,
we were there.
But here's the thing, Zach. Here's the thing. What I was about to say. Okay, I had a thought and I just lost it. Damn.
I hate when that happens.
I know. Linus has been doing it a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing that was an accidental slip up by somebody that's been doing it for probably a decade or longer.
I can't see them using a YouTuber like that big to get to get the people talking, everything like that. Oh my gosh, and here we are another day talking about the Pixel.
Did you see what they did to John Prosser last year?
Yeah, I mean they kind of manipulated the time. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I said, I don't watch the WAN show a lot. I just know Linus's reputation, and I know that he tried to make it right with the blog. So it seems. And now we're getting to like conspiracy theory. So I don't know. To me, it looked like an accident.
Like it was funny that everybody was getting on my case about the advice I gave him, but I'm like, listen, man, Google already showed the phone. Like it would have been one thing if he was actually talking about the phone, trying to review it on camera, but all he was doing was holding the phone, a phone that we already knew what it looked like. So I didn't see the big deal anyway. He went back and put a big old blur box over it, drawing more attention to it. That was really my argument. My argument that instead of just shutting up and going about your business, you drew more attention to the matter by putting a blur box over it. Just go about your business and don't say nothing. That's all you got to do. Because for what we know, that could be any phone. We don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, our friend Brandon kind of pointed it out too. I mean, you sign an NDA, you have to, if you want to continue to get devices, you got to abide by those rules, right? You don't want to break that stuff.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like I said, but if he's not an NDA, not to unveil the device or anything like that, then why was he picking it up during the live stream anyway? But whatever. I digress. Anyway,
it shouldn't even been in the same room, in my opinion. If that was me, I'd be like, okay, I'm putting that in my next room. If you're going
on camera, the phone should not be nearby if you're going on camera. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the tech that's coming, the Project Soli radar, the Face ID stuff? What do you think about all that?
This is what I think of Soli. This is my impressions right now. Okay, remember this?
Yep.
Okay, that's what it kind of reminds me of. Okay, I used the air gestures a couple of times with my Note. I mean, it was cool. It didn't work all the time.
For those of you all listening on audio only, he just did air gestures.
Yeah, air gestures with the Note 10 pen, Note 10 Plus pen. It worked like 70% of the time, and it was kind of. I mean, I could see a use case if you have the phone down, or do you know what I mean? Like I can see a use case for that. So the same thing with Soli. I'm going to say that. I can see a use case for, if your phone is here or, like you're driving, you got the phone like in a mount or something like that. But myself personally, I can't see it. So I'm looking forward to see how they market that tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward for them to show some real life. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. All right. We're going to take a quick break and we will be right back. So, Zach, the Pixel 4 is slated not to have a fingerprint sensor, but some Face ID-like technology. So what are your thoughts about Android's first legitimate Face ID competitor?
Well, I think as long as it's as secure and everything that Apple, like what Apple's done with the 3D mapping, awesome. Now, those of you that know me or have been following my content for as long as I've been doing it, you know that I like fingerprint sensors. I like the in-display thing. But in the last, I'm going to say the last 60 days or so, maybe a month and a half, now that I'm using the iPhone 11 Pro Max more than I was even the iPhone 10R, I like Face ID. I like that whole idea. I like the idea of not having, I mean, yes, you can set up like, so your phone automatically unlocks or is always unlocked like within a certain location, or say when you're connected to Bluetooth with your Android. Okay, you can do that, and that's convenient. But I like the idea that I just have to raise it and it's unlocked like that. So as long as it works just like that, cool. And I'm not saying fingerprint sensors are not good or anything like that. I understand there's a case for it. I'm just slowly now, I don't want to say I'm converting to Apple, but I believe more in it now, and I believe in the convenience. Okay.
The beautiful thing about Face ID is that it might be a little slower to unlock the phone, but once your phone is unlocked and you try to get into a banking app or any app that needs password credentials, you have to do nothing. You're already looking at the phone. All you do is click on the app, and like less than a second, you are already into the app because the credentials are already in there. It's, oh my God, it's like magic, Zach. It's literally like magic.
It is, and I don't find the face unlock any faster this year in the iPhone. I know some people do. Apple never expanded on that. I think it's kind of a placebo effect, in my opinion. But I mean, like I said, I'm using my iPhone 11 Pro Max twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times as much as I was my 10R last year, mainly because they focus so much on the camera, and I'm such a camera, geek and everything like that. That's my number one feature for a phone. So the more I use it, I'm like, I like this. And especially when you come from something like the Note and the ultrasonic, like, okay, now it's unlocked. Like, come on, man, right? And then when you look at guys like OnePlus, yes, I know that one's ultrasonic, one's secure than an optical. I've even done videos on myself. I've talked about it many times myself. But I mean, OnePlus has got the fastest out there, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm looking forward to seeing Samsung make their ultrasonic faster. But I can see a future of Samsung just kind of ditching it. Because I'm a believer now in the Face ID thing, and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Face ID is legit, but there's actually reports that state that Apple might go back to an in-display Touch ID in a year or two, which is kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, I think they'll give people an option, like you'll be able to turn either or.
I've been waiting for that for the longest on iPhones. It's always been one or the other. We've never had both. Some people don't understand why Apple will go back, but I'm saying, like, listen. Sometimes Face ID doesn't work, and when it doesn't work, you have to resort to typing a passcode. How archaic is that? Just let me have a backup biometric option, and then bam, we in there.
So it's Thanksgiving weekend right now here in Canada.
I'm aware, right?
Yeah. So last night we had dinner at my sister's place, and I asked everybody around the table, because everybody at my family's table has an iPhone except for my aunt and a couple other people. I said, "Why haven't you guys gone to the new iPhone?" Because of course I got the new one there, right? And everybody, including my sister, were all like, she has an iPhone 6. She said, there's no home button. Like, I don't like that idea. And I had to show them the gesture thing, and to like, that's weird. And so people still want a home button. So I can see Apple possibly putting something in next year. I mean, we even talked about this last year, but it was supposed to happen this year, but we'll see. We're still seeing people that are not going from their 6 or 6S to the 11 or the 11 Pro or Pro Max, because they want that home button or features that, they're missing, that physicality. I don't think Apple will ever put a physical home button again.
No,
but I could see a virtual or like.
And actually, I think in the system settings in iPhone, you can add a home button as a software thing if you want to. So that is an option.
So yeah, it's weird talking about Apple giving people options, but they obviously recognize the need. And if you want to get more devices in people's pockets,
you gotta do what you gotta do
with your services. Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
Absolutely. So as I alluded to earlier in this podcast, the Pixel 4 isn't the only thing that's being unveiled at this event tomorrow. There will also be a Google Nest Mini, second generation. It's the successor to the Google Home Mini, obviously. So it's gonna have an identical form factor, so that's cool. and it will have a higher volume than the Home Mini, which is good because the Home Mini volume was terrible.
Yeah.
Let's see, it will have improved audio, including better bass, so that's nice.
What I'm hoping is they announce an update or an addition or something like that to their Wi-Fi system, their mesh Wi-Fi, because
I'm getting to that. Hold
are
on.
you getting to that? Okay.
Getting to that. The Nest Mini will have a wall mount, so you can mount it on the wall. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it will also, it will not have a 3.5 millimeter stereo jack, so no stereo jack for the Nest Mini.
Okay.
It will have a proximity awareness that will reveal the current volume, so that's cool. Pricing will start at $49, so that's standard.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there are images out there of it online already. If you guys want to know what it looks like, it's pretty much the same thing as the Home Mini, only newer, and that's about that. So what Zach was just alluding to is actually supposedly being announced tomorrow. It is supposedly being announced tomorrow. There will be a Google Nest Wi-Fi 2nd gen. It says my notes here says that the standalone Nest Wi-Fi router will be slightly more affordable than Google Wi-Fi. Cool. Oh, you know what? I don't think this is the mesh one that you were thinking of, or you were talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have their current Google Wi-Fi, which is a mesh system. You could buy a single or 3 units.
So this is that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Nest Wi-Fi points double as the Nest Mini like Google Assistant speakers. Okay.
Okay,
cool.
so it'll be mesh plus speakers built in.
Yes, it sounds like they got speakers built in. In addition to the Nest Wi-Fi router, there will be a new Nest Wi-Fi point that beacons to extend your network range. That's cool. All right, it's supposed to be far more home friendly than the Google Wi-Fi of 2016. Google plans to add some Wi-Fi specific Google Assistant functions. Ooh, okay.
Okay. Ethnic's saying here, haven't got my Mini and it's obsolete. I wouldn't say it's obsolete. It's just
it's not obsolete.
This is just an addition, right? Like I put minis in my kids' room so they can listen to Spotify.
Let's see. Sources say Nest Wi-Fi can do things like pause internet in certain rooms or for specific devices. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, their current Wi-Fi has a lot of control like that. And I use a mesh system right now by a company called Luma, and I'm pretty sure they've gone out of business because they haven't tweeted, they haven't done anything on their website in months or anything like that. It still works, and it got a couple updates, but it doesn't give me the control that I want. And I read some stuff about it, the information going through third-party servers and everything like that. So I want to replace my current mesh system, and I'm hoping that Google announces something. So,
all right. Also saying that Google will launch a home network speed test feature alongside the Nest Wi-Fi for checking in on your network status on Nest Hub and Nest Hub Max. Okay,
nice.
Nest Wi-Fi will be fully compatible with existing Google Wi-Fi routers. I better be.
So, okay, so you'll be able to add on these new Nest ones that have the speaker built in if you have the existing old mesh system. So I'm wondering, I wonder if they'll take down the old mesh systems off the website so you can't buy the cheaper one.
Probably.
I wonder if I should place an order tonight.
Let's see. It says also that the device will have a new design and it comes in 3 new colors: white, blue, and light brown.
Okay.
And that is it. That is what we know of the Nest Wi-Fi 2nd gen. It's like Google. They're rebranding all their home stuff to Nest. So
everything's when they went all in with Nest last year, I suspected that they were going to do something like that. So that's good to see.
Which is good because Nest is already a recognizable name out there in the smart home automation field. So rebranding it to Nest definitely can't hurt.
There was a time, I think it was last year, where people were questioning the Nest team and everything like that. It was all over the place. This person was fired, this person left, and everything, and it was kind of up in the air what was going on. But I think they were just kind of doing a reshuffle, if you want to call that, of the team,
a reorganization, right?
What they call when they get rid of everybody, reorganization, right? So, yeah.
All right. Tomorrow we are also getting a new variant of the Pixel Book called the Pixel Book Go.
See, now I'm looking forward to that because I bought the new iPad, I guess 10.5, I guess they call it, the new one this year, and I bought that for my kids as a laptop, or because it's multifunctional. I got the keyboard, I got the pencil, and everything like that, right? And it's still boxed up, but I want to see what Google brings because we may just get a Pixel Book.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So the Pixelbook Go will have a handful of variants with a 13.3-inch touchscreen. Okay.
Okay.
The laptop will have a unique textured bottom case. Cool. It will have the same excellent sensor switch keyboard as the Pixelbook. Apple, pay attention. It will come in the Intel Core M3, i5, and i7 configurations with either 8 gigs or 16 gigs of RAM. Ooh, okay, not bad. Comes in 64 gigabyte, 128 or 256 gigabyte storage options. Higher end variant will also have a 4K molecular display, while the entry level model will have a full HD display. That's pretty good either way. Okay. Vastly improved front firing speakers are in tow. 2 mics on the front as well. Has a 2 megapixel front facing camera that can capture 1080p at 60 frames per second. The Titan C chip, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth identical to Pixel Slate. Okay. There are 2 USB-C ports with LEDs, one on each side. All right.
This is the Pixelbook?
The Pixelbook Go. Yep.
Okay, Pixelbook Go. Okay.
The Pixelbook Go will have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Right. Pixelbook Go will also be available in 2 colors, jet black and not pink. Damn, that's a hell of a color variant range there.
No kidding.
Google originally targeted a price point of $599 for the entry model. I don't know what the current price point is. But
okay, so this is what ticks me off. With the previous laptop, I know they started with like a Celeron M processor, and they went up to like was it Pentiums or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
That made it so confusing when you were picking out your slate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like last year, I was looking through it. I'm like, why would anybody want this entry level thing? I mean, I get it if you want to do just word processing, but there's got to be like a happy medium. At least when you buy like an iPad Pro or this year's 10.5, you're just picking your storage. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
32 gigabyte, 60, 256, whatever, right? 128, way you go. When you start kicking into stuff like that, that kind of stuff confuses, kind of like your everyday.
Yeah. You have to be like a hardcore and tech nerd to know the difference, right?
Right. Yeah. So that kind of like I was hoping to see Google get away from that and just have across the board, hey, all of them are great for this, and just pick your storage configure, to make it easier rather than, Celeron M, Pentium, do you know what I mean? Like that just gets, I don't know. I kind of shake my head. I'm like, okay, you're so close to being friendly like Apple, and then you kind of mess it up.
So the Pixel Go sounds like it could be legit. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that tomorrow. But there's one more thing that supposedly can be unveiled tomorrow at the Pixel event.
What's that?
I think you put up the one. Oh, I thought you were telling me to hold on.
No. One more thing.
All right. So the last thing that they might unveil are new Pixel Buds. Now, we don't know much about the Pixel Buds, but apparently back in February, there was a tweet from Android and Chrome chief Hiroshi Lochner or whatever.
Okay.
And he put out a wish list for the perfect buds. And on his wish list, he put great sound quality with the latest codec, 10 plus hours before needing a charge, a case that fits into tight pockets, USB-C, legit. Sweat-proof for workouts, always legit. Intuitive tactile button. Ooh, that's different.
So would these be wired or wireless?
That is a good question. And an auto mute when someone is talking to me. So interesting. So I don't know if these are features of the new Pixel Buds, but I mean, I'm guessing some of these, if not all of them, will be included since he tweeted this out back in February. But like Zach said, the question is, are they going to be truly wireless? Because remember, the original Pixel Buds, while they were wireless, they had a wire attaching them, so they weren't really truly wireless. But
do you want to show a picture of leaked images on your stream or no?
Sure. I don't
Okay.
mind.
I'm going to bring up an image here. This was leaked along with like what the box looks like and everything.
Are we talking about for the Pixel 4?
Pixel 4, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the other thing I was going to talk about earlier. So the line and slip up, people are saying it's a mistake, but then John LeGarren goes and leaks actual retail boxes, just giving everything away.
They were all stacked in the background. Yeah, it was kind of funny.
It makes me think, was the line thing really like that bad, or was it really not intentional? I don't know. No, what are we looking at here though?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can read this, but it says included Pixel 4 18-watt USB power adapter, charging cable, quick switch adapter, Not all features are available. So in other words, there's no buds in the box.
Yeah, right. There's no buds in the box. Yeah, I think
so
we knew that, right.
That reduces the price as well, right? So
yeah, yep. Yeah, like me and you've been saying, and like John Prosser and LeBaron Burton, we've all been saying that they need to like hit the price point, even though I don't think they'll come in less than $900, but I could be wrong. But everybody else has been saying they got to hit the $800 price point, otherwise it's pretty much dead on arrival.
$799 would put it to like $875 Canadian or something like that, which I think is good. I mean, but 64 gigabytes is just oh my god!
It should know thing called line. It's a walking accident. Wow. Oh my god.
Hey, did you check it out?
You got a Street Fighter Mortal Kombat back there.
Well, I got the Street Fighter now and Mortal Kombat. I just wish the marquees glowed, but I can buy third parties that glow. So
for those listening on audio only, Zach is building a game room in his man cave, and he has Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat cabinets in there right now.
Yeah,
doing his thing.
I still can't win in Mortal Kombat.
So that's everything that we know that might be unveiled at the event tomorrow. How much of that is going to come true, I don't know. But I'm like I said, those facts are directly from 9 to 5 Google. So if anybody knows it's them, and I'm guessing a good portion of that stuff will be unveiled at the Pixel event tomorrow.
Here's something I'm going to predict: buy a Pixel 4, get a year of Stadia for free.
That would be interesting.
I bet you there'll be a Stadia integration there. I can see that.
That would be interesting.
That would be very interesting.
LeBaron says that 64 gig needs to be $600. No,
I totally agree.
LeBaron, we've been talking about this for months. LeBaron, it's not happening, dude. Stop it. They're not.
It's not happening, but I agree.
They're not competing with the OnePlus devices. They're not even in that territory, man. Stop playing, dude. Yeah. Just stop it.
I think Google will start competing more with OnePlus when OnePlus is offered at more than just T-Mobile in North America. Like OnePlus was even picked up by Bell or Telus up here, which I really thought Telus would pick them up.
Well, right now OnePlus is not looking very good in the States because apparently T-Mobile did not sell a lot of the OnePlus 7 Pro. So
yeah. I mean, in my opinion, the 7T is what we deserved earlier this year. In my opinion, the right compromises are there. The price point is there. It's got a flat screen. That's something else I'm also looking forward to with the Pixel 4 is a flat screen.
God, I am so tired of like I don't mind a slightly curved screen like on the Note devices, but we get into this waterfall crap and all those other curved displays. Like the OnePlus 7 Pro, that's too curved for me. I don't like how curved that is.
Yeah.
But they're making them even worse coming up with these waterfall curves. I'm like, no.
I mentioned that in my video today. I said, I think the word innovation is thrown around a little too much. It's a little subjective now. Some people might describe innovation as displays on both sides or waterfall displays and things like that. I think true innovation is when you bring forward a feature or something in your device, whether it's a physical feature or a software feature that your customer base and your users latch onto and go, yeah, that's useful. That's new. I could use that. That's innovation, right? That's like Night Sight last year. Like I said, that's innovation. That's, Google pushing the bar, and then, everybody's coming out with, and look what Apple's done this year with their night stuff.
I am really, really interested to see what they do with Project Soli with the chip.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, we know it's going to be like the base gestures and things like that, but I'm guessing they've been working on this technology for like 5 years and so, maybe longer. They better be able to do more than just hand waves and gesture things. They got to be doing more than that. So I'm pretty pumped about that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I from first glance and those couple of leaks here and there, and the girl that was doing the stuff, I personally don't see a use case, but I'm looking forward to seeing how they present it.
Yep. So Mr. Catwoman says that the Google Pixel 4 needs to come at 32 gigs and 4 gigs of RAM. 649. The flashes are not coming at those. That you're talking about the 4A at that point, and yeah, I don't know, man.
I can see a 4A coming at that price point, but not a 4.
And the 64 gigs is the base storage now, so then we're done with 32 gigs. 32 gigs for little kids.
Someone else pointed out in my comment section tonight about how if the leaks are true about the colors and everything like that, and yeah, I will get the orange. The orange does look really weird and cool.
The Myers orange, yep.
It looks like they're not doing like the two-tone. Remember how like the top third was like glass, like smooth, and then it was that frosted thing. It looks like it's just one complete color this year.
So, yeah, it would seem that way.
Yeah. So if the leaks are true and these developer units and things like that people have, yeah, interesting, right? So
I don't. It's kind of. I got a little confused earlier on Twitter because the president of Qualcomm congratulated Google on the announcement of their Pixel 4. I'm like, dude, the event's not until tomorrow. What are you doing? At first, I thought he was. At first, I thought he was doing that because he was like overseas and maybe it was the next day already. But the dude is on the west coast of the U.S. What are you doing, bro? I'm like,
he probably had a tweet like in a draft and then he just sent it back. Did he delete it after?
I don't think so. It's still out there.
It's still out there.
he congratulated Google on launching their Pixel 4. I'm like, the event's not until tomorrow, buddy. What are you doing?
Like I said, there's got to be something that they're like, because they have us all looking this way. There's got to be something that they just, something hidden or
it better be, because this will be worse than last year if they don't have anything hidden.
I mean, the techies and the regular Pixel crowd will still eat it up. It's just, is it going to resonate and get people to, when they walk into the carrier store and they see that Pixel display, to say, yeah, I want that? Or will they walk over and get a Samsung or an Apple?
Nope. The tweet is out there from Cristiano Armand, president of Qualcomm. Congrats to my friends at Google on the announcement of their beautiful new Pixel 4 phone powered by Snapdragon 855. Thank you for a great partnership made by Google. Bruh. The event's not until tomorrow. What are you talking about? What are you doing?
It's not even an 855 plus. It's just an 855.
Just a regular 855. Correct.
That's funny. I mean, the performance difference between those two is, I don't want to say negligible. It's not that huge, but still, the latest chip is 855 plus, right? So that's so funny,
for those
man.
of y'all listening on audio only, if you have any questions or comments, I think you guys, there's a link down there to leave me a voice message on the for the podcast. So do that, or come find me on my YouTube channel, or find me on the Twitter. All that information is usually in the show notes if you guys got questions or comments. But before we got to here, Zach, I want to talk to you about the video I did earlier tonight about the new air-powered Nomad base station Pro, Zach. Oh my goodness!
As soon as I saw the announcement on LinkedIn, that was the first place they put it. I emailed our contact, and I'm like, I'm waiting. It looks cool, man. They made it happen.
I have not reached out yet, but I have been requested to grab one, so I will try to see if I can grab one.
They still need to send me my 11 Pro Max cases because I switched from the 11 Pro to the Max. And he said, can you be patient because we just ran out of this and that and everything like that. So I said, okay, I tell you what. And I wrote him back. I said, tell you what, when you send that, send this stuff as well, and I'll do a whole Nomad showcase because I've always wanted to do that, like show their batteries, their cables, their regular leather wallets, not the ones with the batteries in it, but just their card wallets, right? They're really nice. And so I sent him an additional email the other day saying, oh, by the way, saw the Pro base station. Let's switch it up to that. So I might be late with it compared to everybody else that's doing their Nomad stuff, but it'll be in time for the holiday season. So
that I just find it utterly hilarious that Nomad did what Apple could not.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see if anybody does a teardown to see how they have the coils intertwined or whatever. So, because I'm pretty sure they probably intertwine the coil, so it's more than just 1, 2, 3. It's probably intertwined, right? So, and then how they were able to keep fast charging because they had fast wireless charging on there for our Samsung, those devices.
It comes with a 30-watt brick, so yeah.
Okay, so it's still in there. Okay, so did they obviously figured out the thermal issue because we know the wireless charging,
right? Yep.
Right. You know what's funny? I just realized today I have not plugged in my iPhone 11 or the Pro Max since I got the Max one. I haven't plugged these in. I haven't actually taken the brick out because the battery is so good. I've just been using the wireless chargers that I have around the house.
You sound like Drew from Taylor Tech.
I haven't even tried taking this wireless challenge like he did, and I just because the battery's been so good.
So LeBaron says that the LeBaron says the Qualcomm president scheduled a tweet for the wrong day. He must have. First of all, I didn't know you can schedule a tweet. That's new to me, but
that's funny, man.
That's hilarious if you did that. I don't know how you do that, but whatever.
I gotta find that tweet.
But yeah, people, those are all the announcements for the Pixel 4 event. Now, I will not be making a dedicated video about this because I'm expecting Google to actually send me a Pixel 4 device. So I'm going to wait until I get the actual device in hand before I do any video. But
yeah,
at least you guys have the podcast tonight. You have my thoughts and Zach's thoughts on the Pixel 4 and things like that. And we will wait and see what unfolds tomorrow at the event. The event starts at 9 a.m. Central tomorrow morning. So that's 10 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what time that is in Canada. Zach can help out with
It's
that.
8 o'clock my time. I'm Mountain, so I'm 1 hour ahead of Pacific.
8 o'clock.
So
we are talking
8 o'clock Mountain, 7 o'clock Pacific.
7 o'clock Pacific. All right. So 7 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Central, 8 o'clock Mountain, 10 a.m. Eastern. So, and it isn't in the morning. So you guys got to wake up early, get everything ready, get your coffee, get your newspaper read. Google ain't playing no games. They're starting first thing tomorrow morning.
In certain parts of Newfoundland, it's actually 10:30. They have an extra half hour.
Wow.
Ahead.
Nice.
I think it's Newfoundland. I can't remember. I'm a bad Canadian.
Nice.
So.
Zach, any parting word for the people before we get out of here?
Pixel out with your pixels out, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
I said pixel.
You did.
So
you did.
it should be fun. I'll be online. I'll be listening. I'll have to drive the kids to school, but I mean, I'll be listening.
Yeah.
So
I will, unfortunately, I will be at work, but I will probably be somewhere near my Twitter checking out all the happening. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see John's tweets.
Oh, God. John Prosser is the best person to follow on event day, man. He is hilarious.
Yep.
I
know that him and Brian are planning a video similar to mine from tonight for, I think they're probably going to drop it tomorrow morning. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Zach, a pleasure as always, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Thank you all for watching in the live stream on YouTube. If you want to support the podcast, there will be links in the description to do that if you wish to. For those of y'all listening on audio only, if you want to support the podcast, check the info in the show notes. All that information will be down there for you. This has been episode 41 of VypDrive. Hopefully
41.
this Google Pixel 4 event, it will be legit tomorrow morning, and we will see what happens. Did you say something, Zach?
I said 41. Wow. I mean,
41. This was episode 41. Next week will be 42. I won't probably podcast Monday night next week, but probably Sunday night. So we'll probably be back on Sunday night for episode 42. So be on the lookout for that. But until the next time, people, this your boy Viper, the man about tech. You know where to find me. So come back for more.